What's going on? What's going on? Uh-oh. That's not good. That's not good. Yeah, that's good. It's all good. Good. Ion strand, guy. Okay. Okay. It's going. See if that's going. Got my music going. Swifty, zwifty, zwifty, zwifty. Custom. Edit. Tempest. One second. Just gonna move this over a bit so I can see menu, select stream. Yeah, it's all good, guy. Okay. I don't know what that's gonna look like. Not entirely sure, but I'm gonna start anyways because we gotta start. It's time to start. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, that's cutting the whole screen. Sorry, that sucks. So, I'll just get comments off my phone, I guess. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Okay, DJ, spin that shit. I'll get hit with a copyright. Let's go this. Hey Google, turn the volume down to 75%. Okay. And I'll put this here, and we'll be good. Ah. It's dramatic music. There, now I can see comments as I go. Keep me entertained. Alright, let's hit it. So, as the title suggests, we got a pretty short heat session on tap. I just finished a ride outside, maybe 20 something minutes ago. It takes 10 minutes to get back from the road that I ride from. So, 10 minutes getting back, and then about 10 minutes here setting up. So ride outside was 1 hour and 10. It was my second ride outside in 3 years. So first ride outside was a couple weeks ago, or sorry, not a couple weeks ago, a couple days ago. Feels like weeks ago. But it was Saturday, and then rode outside today. Went even better. So felt pretty comfortable. Sec, gotta move that so I can talk. Felt pretty comfortable, much more than Saturday. Hey Google, can you pause the song? Yeah, so I felt pretty comfortable today. Overall, it felt kind of like normal. The goal today was to try to get into aero, even if it was just for like 30 seconds, literally. It was like, if I could even just like touch the bars, I'd be happy. And it took probably about 45 minutes till I just got into it for 1 second and was kind of like, good, job done. But then I was like, I don't want to have this hanging over my head for one more ride. You could do it. Come on. And got into the position, but couldn't pedal. It was too unbalanced still. As I said, I hadn't rode outside in 3 years, so even just like taking my hand off the bars to like reach a bottle was like insane. It just felt like totally foreign. Last ride on Saturday. So it was the balance that was the problem. But yeah, could get into the position, couldn't pedal though for about 20 seconds. And then the last 10 minutes was just like, you could like, again, pumping myself up, just being like, you can do this. Like, just smooth pedaling. I don't want you to like go up to threshold or something. Just give me some smooth pedaling. And successfully did it for about 1 minute. But then actually probably the best part of the ride was I came back and I was really happy with it, being like, I did it. I finally did it. I'm good. It took a lot of work. It was hard. It wasn't easy. But we did it. What was I gonna say? I'm like, take a quick picture. Telling my dad, and ended up just kind of going back and forth on this like 100-meter stretch of road, and was an aero for the whole time. Like Garmin not going or anything at that point, but even just doing that, I was like, yeah, next ride, like, I'll be able to go into aero, pretty confident. And you know, ride number 4 will be like
we never left, I think. I hope, at least. But yeah, the rest of the ride was, as I said, there was a lot of this just like, testing. Like, oh, can we go in? Oh, no, can't do that. There was a lot of that throughout the ride. But, what was I going to say? Overall, the actual ride was good. And, I mean, power just continues to come super easy. So, the whole ride, I think it was 243 average. So, low end zone 2. And yeah, it just feels like jogging. Like 243. I think normalized was like 265. I think I gotta increase the cadence a little bit, else this thing's gonna hit like a ton of bricks here. But I think it was 265 normalized. So again, still in zone 2. Average speed was 37.5 upright. So in aero, we're gonna be like 42 probably at that power, I would think. But yeah, 37.5, like just sitting like exactly how I am right now, just bolt upright for out of the hour and 11 minutes, basically an hour and 10 minutes. I think is quite good for low zone 2. So upright with some good hills, like quite a lot of good hills. So overall it's good. Pretty confident, as I said, if I go into aero, zone 2 is going to get me about 42, so I'm happy with that. And then hopefully threshold power or above will be getting me above 50k an hour is what I'm working towards for late August, and I'll let you know for what at some point soon. But 50k an hour is kind of the mark that I'm looking for time trial position at race watts, and I think that's possible. I do. I think I can go. I know I can go about 48, and can I get from 48 to 50? Yeah, I think so. My power is a lot better than it's ever been, but then also there'll be some upgrades coming to the bike. That crazy thing about triathlon and cycling is you can legitimately buy speed. If you put the money in, and I haven't bought anything for the bike in a really long time. So, and the way I look at it, has been a hard 3 years, so it's like I deserve something. And also the way I'm looking at things right now, different than before, is before I was kind of always still kind of like, it's getting hard to talk. I'll talk about the session in a sec, but always sometimes thinking like, why am I spending money on the bike? It's like a rim brake P5. And then it kind of hit me like about a month ago, just being like, you know what? I can't afford to get a new bike right now. Like, if I was to get like a brand new P5, it's like 20 grand, right? And that doesn't even come with a disc on it, right? That's like stock. It's like 18.9. It's like I can't buy that, and I'm far from being able to buy that. So I kind of was just like, you know what? This P5, a rim brake P5, I think is still a really fast frame. I do. I have a lot of confidence in it and belief in it. And I feel with the right components, I can make it, on par with any of the best super bikes out there. I do. And so, as I said, I kind of was just like, you know what? I'm going to kind of, to take a word from the real estate world, I'm going to make this my forever bike. And so I'm going to spend a fair amount of money over the next couple weeks here, but gonna make some upgrades that I think, as I said, will put it on par with some of the best super bikes out there, I think. And will get me that extra couple K an hour that I'm looking for. So I'll be able to talk about the session in a sec. It's just things are starting to get a little bit uncomfortable, to put it lightly, right now in a full-on down winter coat here. Puffer jacket, or whatever you call it. Hey Google, resume the song. As I said, I'll talk about it as soon as we're done the warm-up here. The literal warm-up. Hey Google, pause the song. So at the end of what we have right now is, as I said, I was outside. Now we're finishing with some heat inside, but a very short heat session. And so the goal is just 45 minutes in zone 3, like heat zone 3, not zone 3 power, I mean. And so I figure an hour and 15 minutes should be able to get me there. But it might be longer, it might be shorter. Likely not shorter. I'll probably finish the thing no matter what. But it's all about getting that XP, even as a level 100. But in any case, so right now, I wish I could put a video on my Garmin so you guys could see live what's going on, but right now we got core temp is 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Don't ask me Celsius, I work in Fahrenheit for temperature. So 100 degree Fahrenheit. Skin temp just hit 97 Fahrenheit, so very, very high skin temp. And the heat strain right now is 2.2. One sec, I gotta turn the brightness on my Garmin. It's like so dim. Brightness, auto, 100%, thank you. I don't know what auto brightness is doing, but I can't see a darn thing. So, anyways, I am 1 day away from being done this heat block. It's been 13 days straight of heat training. Today is actually the shortest of them, but it's because there was, as I said, the ride outside beforehand, and I'm not going to ride for 3 hours. My pedal nerve just can't take that right now, but someday, soon. But this isn't my full heat suit. This is kind of my get it there quick heat suit with the winter coat. Because coming in from outside, if I have to put on the entire heat suit, it'll take too much time. And I didn't want a lot of time between the outdoor and the indoor ride. So this was more just put the winter coat on, get me to, reasonably high temp quick. The winter coat does a great job getting the skin temp up really, really quickly. And so it's kind of the quick heat suit, but it does, the reason it's good for the short sessions and not necessarily the longer ones like my proper heat suit is that the winter coat will eventually start getting fully saturated, the down or whatever in it, and so it actually will provide some cooling. Even just putting your head to it provides some cooling throughout, which my other heat suit does not do. It does not provide cooling in any way, shape, or form. So I did a ramp there. Well, I've got the core temp up pretty quickly, as I've seen. And then I use this next 20-minute section, because at the end of the 15, I'm not going to be into zone 3 just yet. This section is what's going to get me fully there. The other just kind of gets it really going quick. Like if I was to sit at 210 from the very beginning, it would probably take like an hour to get into zone 3, which is ridiculous, especially if you're trying to hit like 70 minutes within the heat zone. even if you're not in zone 3, you're still going to be sweating like a banshee. And so if it takes an hour to get into zone 3, then, and you're doing a 70-minute heat session, well, the problem is that, you know, come 2 hours and 10, for me, who consistently is sweating at, on these heat sessions, 3.2 liters per hour, right? I just can't drink that, like not even enough to keep to, say, 2 to 4% dehydration, right? I can hit like 5 liters in 2 hours, but even that is quite hard on my stomach. So it's a long time to be doing that. So I'd rather hit to zone 3 at about the 25-minute. We're in zone 3 right now. We've crossed over already, so it did a really good job getting me there really quick. So I want to get there usually within about 25 minutes, because then I have room to play. So I could do, as I said, say a 70-minute within zone 3 and have the ride be, you know, an hour and 35. So that just from the sweat perspective, I'm not just absolutely tanked by the end down on fluids. And also I tend to ride a little bit later into the day, which I don't want to be finishing a ride at, say, 6 o'clock that has me, you know, 6 pounds dehydrated and needing to drink 9 pounds of water and fluids. Then between 6 o'clock and, you know, 11 o'clock, that's crazy. That's 4 liters of fluid in, you know, 4 hours. So it's doable, but it's a lot, and it means that, like, during the middle of the night, I'm going to be getting up and peeing every 2 seconds, which obviously is going to impact recovery, and then you're going to be tanked for the next day and not able to do 13 days straight like I'm doing here, or have done so far, with heavy heat training. Like, I think about 8.0 is the lowest training load I've done in terms of heat training loads, but like the last 4 days have all been 10.0s, and you just couldn't do that if the sessions were way too long. Nice little power drop out. One second, I'm just gonna post something on my Instagram. Just letting folks know that I'm over on YouTube right now doing a heat session, and I'm talking my way through it. So if you have any more questions on the post that I did this morning about how to execute, I can answer them now for a little bit longer, hopefully, before, you know, I start boiling and, you know, words become difficult to say. So anyways, head over to my YouTube, just type in Frank Sabara and it'll come up. Ooh, look at that new revolver charger front tri-spoke. Damn, son. If I was like 15 kilos heavier, oh man, I'd get that in 2 seconds. But I don't think I could take it right now. It's too much for me. It's too deep. Hey Google, resume the song.
Nothing's playing right now.
Okay. I think so. So, checking in, we're at 100.8 Fahrenheit. Core temp, skin temp is 97.4. That's very high for me. And we're at 3.7 heat strain, 3.8 and climbing. So there might be a fan going on very soon, or maybe in 15-ish minutes. Because I'm anticipating that if it stays keeping the pattern that it is now, we're going to be knocking on the door of 6.0 heat strain, which for me is, I could do it, but as I said, I don't want to, as much as I can do it, tomorrow is important too, and so I don't want to just do it just to do it. I need to be able to hit tomorrow's session too. And so for me, 4.5 to like 5.3-ish, low fives, is a good sustainable heat strain that's uncomfortable, but it doesn't completely waste me. All this talking, I'm behind on my fluids. So if you have any questions, just shoot them in the chat, and I'll do my best, as I said over there on Instagram, to explain. Don't ask me where I'm racing next, though. That's confidential just for now. Just an FYI. I'm waiting a little bit longer until letting people know for sure and committing fully. I'm committed in my mind, but I still need to wait just a bit because there's some more things I gotta tick off first in terms of the bike, and as good as today was in terms of being able to get into the position, I need to be able to do about 6 watts per kilo in the position. Or not 6 watts quite, but if I could do about 5.7, I'd be quite happy for about 25-ish minutes. In time trial position, as I said. I could do that with my eyes closed, upright out of the saddle, for like an hour and a half. But in time trial position, for me, with my hips and hip problems and back problems, like there are 2 stress fractures in my back. They've been there for a while. My time trial power is not quite where my upright climbing, Marco Pantani out of the saddle, just drilling it. For that, yes, I could do probably 380 for 20 minutes, at least 385, maybe 390. But in time trial position, it's a different story. I'll be doing a lactate test in a few days to see what time trial positions power's looking exactly like. It'd be so nice if Zwift could integrate with the core sensor and put its data up. And also, it'd be really good because, like, on a lot of these last 13 days, Zwift thinks I'm like recovering, thinks I'm like losing fitness, even though it's like right now I'm at the same heart rate as I usually am at about 300 watts, or a little bit under, maybe 290. Yeah, no, it's about 300, it's close. 150 is about 300 watts for me, so 5 watts per kilo. So, it's tempo, power, whereas Zwift thinks I'm in zone 1. Definitely not zone 1. Zone 1 power, but the heart rate and feel is not zone 1. Feels like tempo. Decent tempo, we'll say. An uncomfortable tempo. Through 1.5 liters of fluid in 31, getting back to where I want to be. If my skin temp hits 98, that'll be, I think, the highest I've been on skin temp. Right now it's 97.7. Core temp is steadily going up, but it definitely takes a lot longer than skin temp. Skin temp is much more reactive. Like if I was to turn the fan on right now, skin temp would go down pretty quickly, within minutes. Core temp might actually just keep going up. It's like, it lags behind quite a bit. I think of it kind of like skin temp's like the power, core temp is like the heart rate. So, skin temp is like the instantaneous watts that I'm doing, an effort that I'm doing, but the heart rate or the core temp is kind of giving me like the overall big picture kind of look at things. Like, what is it actually feeling like? $97.8. Let's work on getting this average cadence back up. When I'm talking, it just keeps tanking. It's a big chain rank. Someone asked me before, like, why is your cadence so low? And it was like, one, I was going up the Alp, but two, it's like, it's basically a 60-tooth chain ring. It's a 58, but it's the ARC Aero Coach, so peak gearing is like a 59-60. So it's like, it's relatively big, but there will be a bigger one going on. A 62 is the game plan from Digirite. 62 tooth, because they're the only ones that make, 110 BCD. So I'll go with the 62, because 58's outside is a little bit too small for me. Even today, like, there were times when I'm at like 100 RPM at like 55k an hour on one section, and it's just like, it's hard to just like keep on the power. For me, I'm not like the smoothest pedaler, and so I'd rather have a 62 tooth there, bring the cadence down to like, something in the, say, even just 90 range for that section, and be closer up, past 60k an hour would be better. But also just feel a little bit more in my rhythm, rather than spinning out, getting out of my rhythm, and then having to find it again. I like this song. You're done. You. So now we're down to 180 watts, which is roughly 50% FTP. I think I have it set at 181, so it's exactly 50. And I just find like it's kind of like a good measure for me in that if I can't hold 50%, then we need to lose a layer or something, or turn the fan on, or turn the AC or something, because it's just too hard. Like, it's not doing anything pedaling at 60 or 160 or something. It's just way too low of power. So 50%, as I said, is kind of my point that I use to kind of judge. If I can't hold 180, then, as I said, something needs to be changed. Now I will say, we're done in 38 minutes, roughly. This ride, just an FYI, I'm not going to hang around here and chat. I need to go upstairs and cool down quickly. Just to start that process. And then I wait quite a while before getting into the shower, because last thing I want to do is take a hot shower after this. Crossed over 5.0 heat strain. 97.9 skin temp. Wow. Very humid today here in Southwest Ontario. Thunderstorms on the way this afternoon. Hey Google, pause the song. The other thing I wanted to say, and apologies if this sounds complaining or ranting, whatever, but, so as I said, I put on Instagram a little post explaining basically what you're seeing today, like kind of my thoughts behind it, whatever I could fit in the character limit. Here you got a little bit more already, likely, and it was because when I posted as part one a little bit ago, explaining the layering that I use, where I put a base layer and then I put a waterproof jacket and then a thermal on top of that, and the reasoning behind it, like saying, and I have leg warmers on at the same time too, and winter gloves and winter hats, and hood up. And it was like, I was saying it because what I find is if you put the thermal underneath, then eventually the thermal just gets soaked and it just starts cooling you down. And so what you'll see is your skin temp, for me at least, around 55 minutes to an hour, would just start plummeting. And with that, the RPE would start plummeting. And part of heat training is actually just the high RPE. It's getting used to that. Besides all the physiological gains, you know, and like when we go into like the hematological gains and stuff like that, besides all that, VO2 max, lactate thresholds, all these numbers and stats that it does, there is also just a mental side of it, which is just getting used to the feeling of being uncomfortably hot and still pushing through. And so that's 250k until stage 5 of the Pinarello. I've maxed out my specialized and got the halo there, and I'm can't remember what level on the Halo 4. Now I'm just gonna go through the Pinarellos to get its Halo, and so this is the Dogma, which is incredibly slow. Oh, I just realized I got the climbing wheels on it. Whoops. I got the Roval Alpinist ones. Anyways, so I posted this video, 98 skin temp. That's the highest I've been on skin temp wise. Core temp's 101.6, but it'll keep going for sure. I posted this and there were a lot of good questions from people, like why the waterproof, under, and I answered. And then there were a lot of kind of rude, snarky sounding questions from people being like, oh, I just live in Florida, so all this is useless. And it's like, it's cool, but I don't live in Florida, so this is applicable to me and my training and my environment. I'm not making videos for everybody's situation. But then also I will say, because I've tested this, I've done a lot of testing on core temp, like tons already. And I tell you, even if it's 95 Fahrenheit outside with 80% humidity, if I was to do the ride I did today, no way I would get into zone 3. No way. Because, as I said, the ride today outside, so I'm going zone 2 power, so pretty easy power, and it reflected in the heart rate, it was easy. And I'm going 37.5k an hour, bolt upright. Well, if I was, next week and doing that ride, I'm going 41, 42 at that same power. Think about it. I got a 41 to 42 kilometer wind coming at me. So, it's just your skin temp is not going to get there. You saw it in like Rico Bogan's core temp data from wherever it was, Vancouver or whatever, where it's like he never even hit a heat strain of like 0.1, and yet he put out 390 watts, and he never even left zone 1, not even close. He was at 0 heat strain. And it's like, it's because he's going 50k an hour. On the downhills, he's going 70, 80k an hour. So it's like, he's cooling down the whole time, right? So, it's like, you're not going to get that same temp. So I could argue that and say, even if you're in Florida, you'll still benefit from some of this a little bit. But then also, we see it like with people too, let's just pull out an example, like Lionel lives in Arizona. Crazy hot. It doesn't have the humidity, but the sun is insane, right? It's very intense UV. Very intense heat, oppressive heat. Question, how does Lionel do in hot weather races? Have you seen him in Kona? How's he done lately in Kona? No offense to him, but because he's even said it himself, right? But how's he done in Kona? He's walked almost every year, right? And again, I don't mean this to make fun of him, but I'm saying his heat performance, like categorically, objectively, has not been what his temperate or cooler weather performances have been, right? Where you put him in a race like, Oceanside, and he's destroying guys, right? I know they're different distances, but still, his hot weather racing is just not at the same level of his cool weather. And so, why is that? Like, he lives in Arizona, so based on that same logic, shouldn't he be really good in the heat because he lives in the heat? Well, no, because, he might be in zone 2 heat strain, and that might give him some adaptations, but we know that's not hot enough to make true, really good, long-lasting, adaptation. Really significant impacts, right? He's just not going to get his skin temp high enough. Core temp might get up, but, overall, he's not going to get it's not going to get high enough. Neither one. And so the it's hard keeping my neck up like this because I'm trying to talk. Normally I have my head a lot more tucked, but overall it's this sentiment, right? It's like the snarkiness which a lot of people on Reddit there reacted to that post, and even the one I did this morning, I reposted it, and someone said something like, oh, you know, great job, OP. That's like the original poster, like created a nice circle jerk here. And it's like, first of all, I don't know where this term came from, but it's like, it's incredibly vulgar when you think about it. Like, if you actually know what it means, it's like, it's kind of disgusting. And it's like, I just don't understand. So like, some of it's like the people saying like, you know, this is me just showing off. You know, here I'm training in a winter coat or something. And it's like, actually, I'm just trying to give you some things, some tips. What I found have worked, some things that I found haven't worked. Because, you know, there's a lot of stuff on heat training, but there's actually not that stuff. It's not just a matter of like, oh, you know, just throw on, you know, a coat and turn off your fan and, you know, you're there. But there's a lot more nuance to that. And as I said, I'm trying to just explain some of the things that I've found have worked, and maybe you can implement in your own training to see some progress. You know, if you've plateaued or something like that, or you're preparing for a hot weather race, here are some things that I've found have worked, right? And so it's not me showing off at all. It's not me being like, oh, look at me training at, you know, right now, 102 core temp, 98 skin temp. Look at this. It's like, you think this is impressive? I'm pedaling at 180 watts. Like, this is whatever, right? You know, so this isn't me showing off. This is me trying to give people some, maybe, a shred of some helpful advice. That's literally it. And if one person or two people, which I know have because they've messaged me, right, say, you know, because I had a message the other day from somebody who said, I just can't get out of zone 2. What should I do? And I spoke to him for like putting long, frank, like text messages, and what I found have worked, and he was very grateful because I put a lot of detail into them, you know, and it's like, that's what I'm after, right? It's the interaction, and it's the, you know, here I posted it in the triathlon community subreddit, and if you just think about that name, it's the triathlon community. And so I'm just trying to add a little tiny bit to that community in terms of, you know, some advice of things that I found have worked and didn't work, and maybe try yourself, right? That's all. It's not me showing off. You know, I didn't say in the post, I didn't even mention in the post saying something like, oh, you know, this heat training has helped me, you know, put out 6.2 watts per kilo for 33 and a half minutes to go up the Alp. I never said that. I could if I wanted to, right? I could very well show off if I wanted to, right? But I didn't, because that's not the purpose of it. And yet you still get called out for it by people just like, I think some people are just sitting at their keyboards just like eager to put something down, when it's like, you know, you gotta kind of read the caption sometimes and understand that at no point did I ever say like, hey, this is gospel, take it for, you know, this is how you do it. I said, here's what I've found has been helpful, because as I said, there's a lot of stuff on heat training, but there's not as much on people actually talking about how, right? And the core sensor, I will say, has some absolutely like mind-blowingly fantastic resources on their website. But I do find it's nice because some people are different learners than others. I basically took, very similar to the core sensors, how to do a heat session, and I put it in a video form. That's really all I did, right? I didn't show off, I didn't do anything. But I put their thing into a video. Because, as I said, maybe some people will prefer to see it in a video rather than read it on their website in the resource section. So here they can go to the video and see step 1, step 2, step 3. Here's what, a good thing to do, some things to keep in mind. That's all. Anyways. As I said, social media just continues to be a fascinating place. Fascinating look into where we are in society. And that is, generally speaking, we love. I think people get off on it. They love to bring other people down. They love it. They wait for it. Right? They look for opportunities. People don't look at videos to see what's right. They look to see what's wrong. And what they could comment and be like, this is wrong, you should do this. You should have done this. Even though a lot of times I will say, not sure what makes them experts either. Right? This has worked very well in that I'm at 5.7 heat strain, which is high for me. Like, it's getting close to where I'm starting to think about the fan. But just talking has already just helped pass just a few minutes here or there. It has impacted my hydration a little bit, but overall I think worth it. In that we're already in the final 20. Hey Google, resume the music.
Nothing's playing right now.
Come on. Hey Siri. 1 sec. Companion app's not working. Oh.
सेव्यमान पावनाङ्घ्रि पङ्कजं व्यालयज्ञसूत्रमिन्दुशेखरं कृपाकरं नारदादियोगिवृन्दवन्दितं द्विजं पदं काशिकापुरादिनादकालभैरवं भजे देवराज्यविद्यमान 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 काशिकापुरादिनादकालभैरवं भजे देवराज्यविद्यमान पावनाङ्घ्रि पङ्कजं व्यालयज्ञसूत्रमिन्दुशेखरं कृपाकरं नारदादियोगिवृन्दवन्दितं द्विजं पदं काशिकापुरादिनादकालभैरवं भजे धर्मसेतुपालकं स्वधर्ममार्गनाशकं कर्मपाशमोचकं सुशर्मदायकं विभुं वर्णशेषपाशशोभिताङ्गमण्डलं काशिकापुरादिनादकालभैरवं भजे
About 3 liters down in an hour. I really got to get myself some electrolyte tabs. Right now I've just been, last couple weeks here, just putting table salt in, and it's good, but I'd love some, lemon lime tab. It would be really nice. Hey Google, play the next song.
Tonight we rock stars, homie, we live in the nightlife. Phoenix, Vegas, and like Mike. Wherever we go, we setting the tone. It's Cody and Mike, you'll let it be known. Rocking the black and the gold, pow, shocking the people. They go, wow, we bomb, we bomb. Tonight we rock stars. Tonight we rock stars. Tonight we rock stars.
Love this song. Haven't heard this one in a while. See, this is the problem with the winter coat. It's now starting to go down a little bit, the skin temp. It shouldn't. See, it's now went from 98.1, 98.2. Now it's 97.6. It's because it's getting wet. This is why my heat suit's better for the longer, but this is okay because it's done in about 16 minutes. I'm just gonna go at an hour and 19 to make it 2.5 hours on the day with the outdoor. Might need some more water. We'll see. $97.5. See, it's starting to go down. Now the core temp will keep going up a bit, so as I said, remember it's on a bit of a delay, just like heart rate. So it's now at 102.0. It might be a little bit different, but the Garmin can only go to 1 decimal place. If I opened up the app right now, it'll tell me exactly what it is. Like it might be, 101.95, and the Garmin just rounds it to 1 decimal.
it's hard, I couldn't lose it all. I tried to make up for our scars, 'cause through what we've been through, I follow you into the dark. You said no, you will always be the same. You said oh, you're the reason for this pain. Even stars with colors turn gray, I will stay. Oh, believe me, I still need one run away. I got you, I got you, baby. I got you, baby. I know you don't wanna talk. It's hard.
I don't know what's failed. I have everything still going on my end.
You said no, you will always be the same. You said oh, you're the reason for this pain. Even stars with colors turn gray, I will stay. Oh, believe me, I still need one run away. I got you, babe. I got you, baby. I got you, baby.
Whoa, computer's low bat. It should last another 10. What's it think has failed? I'm not sure. 6.0. Hat's coming off. That's a little high for me to be going again tomorrow. So hat comes off. Everything else stays on. As I said, I gotta be able to do this tomorrow too, but a lot longer of a session. With some sweet spot to start. So I'll do sweet spot and then fans off and do the heat part. Always doing the quality part first. Or else you're going into the quality very dehydrated. You're not going to perform particularly well, and your heart rate's going to go through the roof, no matter what. That already got us down to 5.9. Better. Right now, core temp 102.1, skin temp 97.7. Heat strain 5.9, 5.95 maybe, because it's balancing between 5.9 and 6. As I said, remember, I'm not sticking around after this, so as soon as the ride's done, stream's done. Thank you so much, everyone. If anyone's watching, I don't know, but hopefully there are some tidbits that you can use in your own training. I do find heat training is a fantastic way of just getting another couple percent, especially if you've like plateaued somewhere. Throw in a little heat block, see what happens. See if you get another few watts. I bet you do if you do it right. I bet you get a few. You know, maybe 3, 4, 5%. You can go even above that sometimes. For me, I gained 10 watts on my 30-minute power. So off of 360, that'd be about 3% on lactate threshold. Which for me is quite good because I've never had FTP as high as I have right now. I've never done 370 for 30 before. That's well above 370 actually for 33.5. Like it wasn't just 30, it was 33.5. So it makes a difference. Extra few minutes, trust me, because the last couple minutes were well over 400. So last couple minutes make a difference for sure. Four more minutes, and then we're done. The other thing too on the layers is like some people saying things like, you know, you don't even need leg warmers, it's useless. Trust me, put leg warmers on. There's a big difference. Huge difference. Probably 10 to 15 watts for me different. Like I can't push 10 to 15 as much. I mean 10 to 15 less. Sorry. As I said, I've tested many things because I do heat training extremely often. I've done now, this will be my second 2-week straight block, and then between them 2 to 3 sessions a week. Oh, and there was one 4-day session as well before the Alp, just like a little mini block, about 10 days, starting 10 days out or so. Or was it 10? I need to get the thing around there. .1, unzipping the jacket. The final couple minutes. I don't want to make these last couple minutes a sufferfest. Mentally, that's a hard thing to get off the bike when you're just like absolutely shredded. I'd rather finish feeling somewhat half decent. .6 or 3.7, sorry, liters done. Definitely needed more. Probably in a whole nother bottle. Could have done maybe 4.5. Because I've been saving this last couple swigs here. Mentally, it's very hard when you run out of water. You kind of get panicky, like, oh my god. You get kind of agitated. Which is a sign of heat stress for sure. Getting a little irritable, agitated quickly and easily, short fuse, however you want to say it. And definitely that, feeling that panic sensation is definitely a sign of heat stress, kind of feeling like, oh my god, I need water right this second. If I don't get it this second, something really bad's gonna happen, oh my god. 98 skin temp, 98.1, 102.1 core temp. Overall average 201 up there. What do I have? 201. So this will be 60 minutes in zone 3. So definitely more than I was planning, but it's because we got there so quick, which is fine. I feel fine. It's not excessive. I feel okay, and there's only one more to go tomorrow, which I'm good for. Especially finishing in good time today. Alrighty everyone, as I said, thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the flip side. Next heat session post is going to be about the hydration piece, which is extremely important at being able to do this consecutively without destroying yourself. Because with heat training, you can for sure overdo it. 6.3. It's pretty high. Time to go outside, put that hose on, get it cold, and just stand there for a while. So final stat there, 102.2, 98.2, heat strain 6.3, 1 hour and 2 minutes in zone 3. 7-minute zone 2, 12-minute zone 1. Good day, especially with the ride outside. Very successful day. Watch this. You see that? Oh my god. It's a lake. Holy moly. It's like just all in the layer because, as I said, it's like one of those bubble jackets. Sorry, that wasn't me falling. That was just tripping on the towel. Hands are too sweaty to use the mouse. How do we get the mouse? Alright, we're good. Alright, thanks again, everyone. See you later.